Greetings, ladies and gentlemen. It is September 11th, 2019, 18 years after that fateful correction accident that happened to our American neighbors. Yes, the 9/11 incident, two planes going into big buildings, killing about 3,000 plus people. This episode will be like a dedication memorial to him, plus Election Cold Feet Part 2, Justin Trudeau and his infant wisdom not showing up to the debates, and of course, the RCMP not being able to investigate the SNC Lavalin incident, and some honorable mentions. All that and more coming up on the CrustyCanuck podcast. Stay tuned. Greetings, all. I'm your host, CrustyCanuck, and this is the September 11th edition of the CrustyCanuck podcast. So, before I begin, let's just reflect a few moments or two on those lost in 9/11. I ask you to remember where you were at the time. Where were you when that moment happened? It's one of those fateful moments in history that you remember where you were and what you were doing. I myself, I was out in the field with members of Duke's Company and 1RCR. We were out practicing for early fall maneuvers, just doing some recce exercises, map and compass, reading the ground, all that good stuff. And we heard the news via our Sergeant Major. He come out and says, "Hey, troops, this is what's going on. World Trade Center has been attacked. Stand by." And we're like, "Yeah, okay, whatever." And about 10 minutes later, we all get the call to head back to Garrison, prep our kit, and get ready to hurry up and wait. We're on standby. We didn't know where we were going, what we were doing, but we made sure we had our immediate kit ready to go. And we were on standby. And throughout the day, we were watching on television what exactly happened, who it affected, what was going on, and it was just devastating. Regardless of what your point of view is on politics at the time, what was going on in the world, whether it be Iraq or Iran or in Africa or in the Balkans or in other hotspots in the world, that was just a low blow to everybody. A lot of good people lost their lives, and a lot of people stepped up to help those individuals. I think something about 343 firefighters were lost in New York City. About a dozen paramedics and some police officers, and the actual casualties that were locked and lost in the building. Some who actually flung to their deaths, and some who went with the toppling. Sad day in the world, ladies and gentlemen. Regardless of how you feel about politics, we got to reflect on moments like that. One of our devastating moments in our lifetime. To the individuals that were born after that, let's hope to God you don't have to see anything like that in your life. Right? All the more reasons to fight for democracy and fight for freedom. Doesn't matter what spectrum you're on, whether you're on the left side of things, the right side of things, or down center, or you just want to vote and be left alone. Situations like that make you realize that we're lucky to live where we live and to do what we do, regardless of race, color, or creed. So, I got to ask you guys in your own time, take a minute, think about those who lost their lives, regardless of what your personal point of view is towards capitalism or not. I think capitalism is great, and I think it's wonderful. It's one of the reasons why I'm here, because I wouldn't mind making some money at this. But besides that, I'm not using that day or this day as a day to earn some quick cash. I want to get the word out and let people know that I haven't forgotten about 9/11. And nor should you. I haven't forgot about those people that died. I haven't forgot about those pictures of people flinging themselves out the windows. And to the conspiracy theorists out there who say this didn't happen or that didn't happen, well, nonetheless, there are 3,500 people that aren't with us today because of that. Not to mention the ideologues that have gone behind the Pentagon pictures and everything. We've said things, and some of the planes that went missing, but I'm not worried about that right now. I'm looking at September 11th as a day of remembrance and reflecting on how lucky we are in Canada, and how lucky some of our friends are in the States, and any working democracy in this planet. Let's be thankful, let's be thankful and grateful, and try to do our best to tolerate and to put up with life's little mysteries. It could be worse. We could be living in squalor and poverty, but we don't, because we don't want that. And let's look at our American friends sometimes and remember for them as well, too. There were Canadians that were killed in that tower, too. I don't know the exact number off the top of my head, but it affected Canada, too, ladies and gentlemen. It affected the whole world, So, to my American listeners out there, a gentle solace and a condolences to yous all, to everyone who has lost a loved one to that catastrophe and that fucking disaster. So let's keep that in mind. Let's take a minute of silence for those ladies and gentlemen, those firefighters, police officers, and paramedics that aren't with us today. So we'll start it right now. Okay, 3, 2, 1. Okay, that was my minute. Hope you enjoyed it too. Reflect. I just remember the visuals we had from a lot of our American, the American stations as well as Canadian stations that were broadcasting disaster. And yeah, so let's remember that, ladies and gentlemen. Let's remember how vulnerable sometimes we can be, and how suggestive and how overwhelming some powers it can be. I guess you can say the good people down south were caught with their pants down for something, or whatever conspiracy, but regardless of what you believe in, it was a devastating thing, and I'll never forget it, and I hope to God you don't too. It just reminds us how sometimes how fragile we can be and how immortal we are. It also reminds us what's good about both of our nations and what we can do together and what we can do to honor and respect our fallen, regardless of whatever conflict or situation. Special hats off out there to the people of Newfoundland that assisted those flights, that helped some of those American passengers get along during the catastrophe. Well done. And a special mention to everybody else on the east coast of Canada right now who's encouraged or who's encountered the Hurricane Dorian. Please, if there's anything you need, someone get a hold of me. I don't mind sending blankets or extra kit or anything down that way, so please give me a shout. You can reach me here at CrustyCanuck. Best way to reach me here is through www.crustycanuck.ca, and we can go from there. But as I mentioned in the opening sequence, 9/11 in memoriam. God bless, Godspeed. To the survivors. And let that be an example of how easy our governments can be thwarted and influenced. And what really annoys me about today is that I didn't see our beloved leader, Mr. Sockboy, Mr. Potatoe, Mr. Justin Trudeau, had nothing to say, Mind you, he's not really known for his public speaking. He's known for his public puppet work, besides that. But he hasn't said shit. Bastard. Well. Doesn't really give a shit. And, well, that's his downfall as far as I'm concerned. In regards to what the Nanos poll says, I don't think the Liberals are going to have a good chance for this federal election. As far as I'm concerned, they blew it. They blew it big time. The moment he wanted parity, and the moment he said sunny ways, and the moment he said the budget will balance itself, they blew it. So, that being said, ladies and gentlemen, it's obvious he knows he's not getting ahead with anything. He's obviously knows he's not going to bullshit any more Canadians in regards in this coming election. He said some wonderful things about going forward and doing the right thing, and I'll leave some links at the bottom here, but this is just off the top of my head. Everything that he's said on every major news channel, and especially some of my friends in independent media who have weighed in on what he said too. Well, he's full of shit. His whole party's full of shit. Now, I got a thing here from Daniel Bordman. He's an independent journalist. You'll find him on Facebook. A very, very articulate young man. Basically, Trudeau's corruption scandal gets much worse as he blocks the RCMP investigation into the SNC-Lavalin scandal. And that's the thing. They've done nothing. And I'm surprised how the RCMP is playing hesitant. Regardless of the political interference or not, we've got leaders that broke the law. They should persecute. They should prosecute. They should investigate. Right? That's just my thing, you know. From the Canadians for Liberty page, Trudeau's corruption scandal gets so much worse that he blocks the RCMP investigation in the SNC-Lavalin scandal. Did the media report in this obstruction of justice? Nope. Instead, it was total focus on day one of the election cycle. There's a lot of noise about Trudeau potentially being indicted by the ICCC, crimes against humanity. Well, and John Bolton is out of the White House. That's in American news. Feminists prove what they think women are weaklings. More transgender silliness hits Canada. Remember 9/11, of course. And Mr. Bordman explains the real truth, reconciliation, the Indigenous people that can save Canada and the West. So I highly suggest you look at him, Mr. Bordman, great little reporter. Nice little channel he's got set up there. I'll leave a link to his page there at the end of this broadcast. But no, he's got some really good facts, and he really has a very, very unbiased approach to things. Factual little guy. Got a lot of respect for him. I like his show, so I suggest you guys tune into that as well. Yeah, the whole SNC-Lavalin thing, of course, you know, let's brush it under the rug. It's election cycle. Don't upset the election, but who the fuck cares? You know, who's the deputy prime minister? That's a good question. You know, does anyone know that question? Does anyone really care? If he's anything like fucking sock boy, potato puppet, no, I don't care. I don't care what he is, I don't care what he does, or who she is, or whoever. As far as I'm concerned, ladies and gentlemen, they're all corrupt. They're all fucked. They don't deserve my 2 cents worth. Well, you know, I guess he's not doing the frickin' city TV debates either, sponsored by Maclean's magazine. I guess he's too good for that, and I think he's going to skip the Monk debates too. Now, I guess they're not the official debates of this election cycle. Needless to say, any leader who does not care to show up to a debate, as far as I'm concerned, is not a leader. And I don't care if you're liberal, conservative, PPC, libertarian, green, NDP, rhinoceros, pixie dust farmer, whatever. You're not going to show up to a debate, then you've basically got nothing to stand on, whether it's a sanctioned debate or not. You know, viewers and consumers want to know where these people stand. And I'm sure there's still an abundance of people out there that want to keep the Liberals in power because they think everything's fucking hunky-dory and full of roses and puppy dogs, right? Until they see their tax receipts, until they see their tax bills come next fiscal year. And then they'll talk about how they don't like this and don't like that. So, as I stressed before numerous times, ladies and gentlemen, when it comes to electing leadership in this country, look and listen for the best person to do the job. All right? Don't worry about simple things like parity. Parity is irrelevant. Let's worry about the best people for the job. Don't worry about coloring books. Don't worry about gender. Don't worry about identities. I am so sick and tired of identity politics calling the shots for a handful of people when there's a majority of persons out there that need to get things done, i.e. a majority of people from the First Nations that need clean water, i.e. a majority of people that are able to work in Western Canada in the energy sector, people that need to work in Ontario again, back in the auto sector, right? Cleaning up the debts, cleaning up the mistakes, right? I hate to say it, but if a conservative government gets in, there's going to be some drawbacks, folks. That's just a reality. Doug Ford had to do it for the Liberals, you know. And Manitoba is probably going to have to do it again to keep things in check from their last NDP or / Liberal fiasco, right? And besides, they won a PC majority again. You know, there's not enough Liberals left in Manitoba to give a shit. And good riddance, too. You know, there's nothing liberal about the Liberal Party anymore. We all know that. You've heard me ramble on about that enough. But more cold feet again. I don't know. I tell you, it's just irresponsibility. You know, everybody's up in arms because Miss McKenna is being harassed by people, or someone's making this comment, making that comment to deter us from the federal election. Oh, these politicians need a security detail because of harassing comments. Well, duh. What the hell do you expect? As Forrest Gump said, stupid is as stupid does. Well, these are magic shows. Come on. You say stupid things, Climate Barbie, Miss McKenna, what do you expect to be done? Supposed to be the Minister of the Environment, and you're worried about fucking taxes. And I've said this in my last video, too, ladies and gentlemen, so this is nothing new here. So, I just, this election, you know, this election is just, I think it's really important, you know. Every election is important, but I think this one is very important because it's going to direct us hopefully into something better than what we have, you know, where we can actually have a little more dignity and pride and respect for ourselves and really enjoy our lives without worrying about a fucking carbon tax and worry about hurt feelings and worry about someone's identity. When we start working as a country again and worrying about our country's identity and reflecting on the people that have sacrificed for this country and the people that have given a shit, who've laid down their lives for this country in whatever capacity. And I got a message for some of those arrogant trolls out there, especially one that trolled my page there last week. Well, if you think you're so goddamn fucking superior, why aren't you running for office? Why aren't you out there waving the flag? I'm not going to mention your name, Buckeye, but I will fucking tell you, if you don't have the fucking balls to do it, don't you demand that I do it either. Hey? I'm out here speaking my fucking mind because it's my goddamn right, just like it's your right to sit there and troll my page. But if you're going to get nasty and get stupid and regurgitate your communist bullshit, I'm just deleting you. Shit simple. Right? Take your hammer and sickle and stick it where the sun don't shine. Take your proletariat and stick it where the sun don't shine. Because there's a lot of Canucks I know, personally, that would not tolerate any kind of communist manifesto that you can throw up. Because we'll just throw it right back at you. Shit simple. Right? And the same trolls out there that stand behind the whole liberal platform, you know, start thinking liberal then. Start being liberal. Don't just follow the parade and worry about socks and feelings. Start worrying about longevity of people here. Start worrying about income. Start worrying about actual income equality with people being able to work and not just take. Think about that. Puts things in perspective now, doesn't it, kids? Anyhow, to my listeners and my fan base, thank you once again for your beautiful support. I know last night my live feed wasn't the best, but thank you once again to everyone who come out to say hello and ask me a few questions. It was really appreciated. I'm going to be working on another live feed in the near future, so stay tuned for that. And chances are it'll probably be on YouTube, so pay attention to YouTube for another live feed. I try to do it in Facebook, and for some reason my camera does not configure to its software somehow. I don't know, I'm not a technical genius, but it just seemed like a real joke. You know, I just gave my head a shake here thinking, okay, what the hell can go wrong here? So stay tuned for that. Another live feed will be coming up shortly, sometime in the near future, as well as more fundraising. So if you want to contribute to the Veterans Association Food Bank, there is a link on my Facebook page with my logo and Veterans Affairs. There's some money going into it right now. So please consider giving $5, $10, $20, $25 or whatever you can give. I'd like to make sure that they get about $1,000 by the 1st of November, because they're a great service. They help a lot of vets in the Calgary area. I personally volunteer my time with them. All they have to do, they know, we arrange that they give me a phone call. I will meet somebody halfway, pick up whatever parcel or sort of arrangement somebody needs, and I will drive it and deliver it myself to whatever veteran is in need. So not only am I helping to raise them money, but I'm volunteering some of my time there too, just to prove my legitimacy while I'm doing this podcast, and also supplement my income as well too. So if you feel like giving to the Veterans Food Bank directly, you can go right ahead. You can write their website. I'll leave a link at the bottom of the podcast here, where you can go directly and give a donation. $25 or more gets you a tax receipt, which is a good thing. Or if you want to give to me directly, 30% of everything that I receive via donations and or merchandise, 30% of every sale and donation will go to the Calgary Veterans Association Food Bank. All right. All other pertinent information will be on my website at www.CrustyCanuck.ca, or you could reach me through Facebook at CrustyCanuck or on the Instagram at CanuckCrusty. So that being said, please consider donating to the Veterans Association Food Bank and to my cause as well too. I am working, but the extra income does help, so please consider a donation. $5 to $10 donation a month, committed a month, will get you a free T-shirt. A $3 to $5 donation a month will get you a free coffee mug of your choice. You can check it out at teespring.com under CrustyCanuck, and you'll see all my merch there. Anyway. And if you feel like just sending me a comment or two, you can reach my website too at www.CrustyCanuck.ca. Okay. And honorable mentions will go to everyone who has come out last night to say hello on my live feed. I'm repeating it, but still, just an honorable mention to everyone who's come out and said hello. Thank you for coming, and thanks for being there. It's nice to get people out there, get the word going, especially in this trying time when we have an upcoming election. And just to prove how our leadership doesn't really give a shit, and we have to get out there and get rid of them, folks. And honorable mention to some of my buddies back in Ontario. I promised I wouldn't mention your names, but I'm thinking about you. And we know the struggle is real, but hey, I got your back, boys. Family and friends back in Ontario too. Miss yous. Thinking about yous. And I'm going to try to get to Ontario sometime, hopefully in the next 6 months, to say hello, see how things are going. But we'll see what we can do. Anyhow, that's been the CrustyCanuck podcast for September 11th, 2019. Remember, just consider the association's charity I'm working with and donations to myself and to my causes here. And I'll try to get a video up again next week sometime. But in the meantime, take care of yourselves and your loved ones. And remember, humanity and merit wins the day. Take care, and I'll see you next time.